Shalom, shalom. First things first, I'm going to give all honor and praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kadash. And we say, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kadash. And we give double honor to our apostle elders, which are the apostle elders, a great millstone, which feeds us with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. And we say to you, hopeful elect on the four corners of the planet Earth that's believing in this truth with all sincerity, honesty, and faith. Keep holding on to it. We're at the end 2021, which is hastening the coming of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Things are moving fast for the name of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and it's a beautiful thing to witness. So we're just going to jump right into to the lesson. The lesson is going to be called "The Worm is Spread," or "You Cannot Fight the Worm." Okay, something on those lines. See how the Spirit titles it. But this is the video that I got this from because Biden is proposing a $2 trillion infrastructure plan. Okay, so which also goes into prophecy also, in which we can pinpoint that this place, which you call Babylon, or what they call America, which is Babylon the Great in the scriptures, is prophesied. And these are the things that were set to happen to this place in the last days, in the last times when it's fallen. Okay, so I'm gonna play this video and I'm gonna get a few precepts and we'll close on out.
Fresh off the passage last month of nearly $2 trillion, an even bigger plan. The proposed new legislation would spend more than $2 trillion to modernize the country's aging infrastructure and do much more. The president calls the plan a once-in-a-generation investment in America. Republicans say it's too expensive. NBC's Vaughn Hilliard digs into the details in our Sunday Focus.
It's the promise, decades unfulfilled.
We'll build back better with modern roads, bridges, highways, broadband, ports and airports.
An acknowledgement of what's apparent to neighborhoods across the country. Aging, leaking water pipes, unstable dams, and tunnels. More than 40% of public roadways in poor or
more than 40%, close to half of the roadways, because I remember when the apostle made a sit down about this years ago, it was at a D rating, I think a D minus. So how much more now? It's been about 4 or 5 years, man. Okay, so where is it at now? It's close to an F, man, which is failing. That means it's failing. And then there's actually one of the senators or governors actually says it, man. Watch this.
Mediocre condition. More than half of public schools in need of renovations, and nearly half of the country with no access to public transit. This week, President Biden laying out a $2 trillion proposal to rebuild America.
It's big, yes. It's bold, yes. And we can get it done.
His plan, $100 billion to modernize the power grid and avoid blackouts like this winter in Texas. $100 billion to expand broadband access to all Americans.
And that's going into 5G. So that's also writing in the 5G plan too. Lord willing, I can do some research and try to bring that out also.
Another $100 billion to upgrade and build new public schools. Then there's $621 billion for transportation infrastructure. That money for bridges like this one here in West Virginia, one of more than 45,000 bridges designated as structurally deficient and in poor condition by the federal government. Problems so big, local and state governments just can't afford to fix them.
We're in the water. We're not just drowning. We just don't need President Biden to pass us a life raft. We're underwater. We need him to send in a submarine.
You see that? Let's hear that one more time. She put it the best. She's because she lives there. She has family that drives this bridge. You know, she has interest. She has stock in this area because she rides on it. She probably don't even want to drive along that bridge. Tells her family, don't ride that bridge. Okay, but listen what she says, man. The way she puts it is a perfect summing it up, man.
Just can't afford to fix them.
We're in the water. We're not just drowning. We just don't need President Biden to pass us a life raft. We're underwater. We need him to send in a submarine.
See? Let's jump into it. Let's go. That's the words. That's what you need to hear. But You talk to average. That's why Jake. Why would you take a chip for this place? A D minus F rating, damn near, man. So if you do take it, it can't come back because you need a workforce. This is the time where you had an industrial revolution. That means you had workforce. You had the infrastructure to support the building. You don't got that now unless you put people in slavery, man. You have to put people in slavery to get this job done. There's not enough working class so-called Americans for you to pay them the wages they need to get this done. All right, this is Isaiah 14 and verse 11. Thy pomp. What is that? What is that word pomp? Let's go into that. Because then that'll show you who it's speaking about. Okay? Because it's saying that this place will have pomp. Okay? Which is Ga'an. Let's let E pronounce this real quick.
Strong's H 1347. Ga'on.
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 Which means exaltation, majesty, pride. Pride. Now, who do we tie in with pride? You see the Babylon today, what you call America. That's that prideful place, that pride, okay? That's why it says that that stout look, that eagle, okay? That's the majesty. Even they say the majesty of an eagle. It flies high, the highest flying bird, okay? Majesty, exaltation, excellency, the nations, God of Jordan, pride, arrogance, okay? The pride and arrogance is what's brought down. That's how you know you pinpoint this precept as speaking about Babylon the Great, okay? Thy pride is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows, which is music, okay, which is having that sense of music, because America was known for producing what? Jazz, rock and roll, blues, these things where Jake helped form that music, where that came out of. America was known for its artistry, okay, also its infrastructure, but that vows being pumped down, okay. The worm is spread under thee, and the worm covered thee. What is a worm? A worm is a corrosive creature. It starts eating slowly away at you. Okay, that's why worms eat bodies, man. They eat the flesh. So the Lord is saying here, by describing it as a worm, it's eating the infrastructure and the body of Babylon. Okay, that's where you see the roads broken down, the highways. That's the Lord spreading the worm. And a worm doesn't eat you overnight, man. See, maggot, worm, a cause and sign of decay. That's what you see right here. Listen to what she says.
With a life raft, we're underwater. We need him to send in a submarine.
The plan also looking beyond repairs and upgrades to the future, with ambitious green
Underwater.
government for
the
bridges
worm,
like this one here,
look at this.
which is designated as structurally deficient and in poor condition by the federal government.
Look at that. You see the concrete. You can see the support beams, and you can see the rods. Okay. So this is showing you that this is corrosive. This is decay. This is exactly what the Bible is describing of what the Lord would send on the infrastructure of Babylon, a decaying agent. All right. It's not actually. So you're not going to look here in these rocks and find worm. I mean, you could find some worms, but I'm saying there's not no worms that can eat like this. Just like rust. Rust is another form of a decayer. It eats away at metal. It actually eats the metal. So this is what the Lord is saying, that there's is going to be a attack on that infrastructure. Okay, let's read it one more time. Read that definition. It says pride, arrogancy. Okay, worm, maggot, cause or sign of decay. This is what we're looking at right here. Signs of decay. So that's what you see taking place in Babylon right now. So this infrastructure bill is more to show you that the Lord is spreading the worm even deeper, because this place was in a bad cause years back. Now it's even in the worst case. Okay? Read it one more time with understanding. It says, thy pomp, thy pride is brought down to the grave, the noise of thy vows, the worm, the corrosion, the decay is spread under thee, and the decay cover thee. That's why it says that what? 40% of America's bridges, road infrastructure is through. It ain't coming back, man. Let's play it again.
To neighborhoods across the country, aging, leaking water pipes, unstable dams, and tunnels. More than
Let's go.
Modern roads, bridges, highways, broadband, ports and airports.
an acknowledgement of what's apparent to neighborhoods across the country, aging, leaking water pipes, unstable dams, and tunnels. More than 40% of public roadways in...
Come on, man. Tell me that ain't the precept. It says, thy pomp is brought down to the grave, the noise of thy vows, the worm is spread under thee, the decay is spread under thee, and the worm cover thee, decay covers thee. Decay covers 40, almost 50% of your road infrastructure, man. Bridges, that's the Lord jacking his place through. It's done. Finito. Hang it up, man. And this ain't up because why is that? Why is this place not blessed? Because you touched the apple of the Lord's eye, which you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. So the Lord is coming and paying this place back. It says what? You build a woe to do ye that build a city with blood, man. This is a blood city. It's been built with Negroes, Latinos, and Native American blood, man. It's not going to be blessed. Cursed be the land where blood is spilled. I'm paraphrasing. So this land is cursed no matter what comes on it. Just like if you build a house on a burial ground, that house is gonna be cursed, man. Okay? It's gonna be cursed. So this house is cursed. Let's keep going. It says, how art thou fallen from heaven? That's why it's the next verse. Look what it says. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? What is Lucifer? The light bearer, the bearer of the light. Okay? It's not talking about some red horn entity. That's not how it comes, man. It says Lucifer, son of the morning. That's in the morning. What's the son of the morning? The morning star is a position. Okay, that's also Yahushua is described as being the morning star. All right. It says, how art thou cut down from the ground to the ground? How art thou cut down to the ground, which did weaken the nations? So you done all the stuff that he's done is to weaken the people and to gain control. But now your whole infrastructure is done. The jewel of thy glory is being decayed down, man, because you're worried about other things. But that's the Lord putting them curses and starting to put, just like we were decayed, man. We took that. Our temple was burnt, man. So you think you're gonna escape with your temple not being touched? All right, this is Job 24 and verse 19, and it says, drought and heat consume the snow waters. So doth the grave those which have sinned. So just like the grave is a place, just like this place is entering a grave state, a tomb. The Lord is decaying what you see today as Babylon. It says the womb shall forget him, the worm shall feed sweetly on him. He shall be no more remembered, and wickedness shall be broken as a tree. That's also going into Esau, because it says we shall narrowly look for him. There's going to be a time we're going to be like, man, where the Edomites at? Oh, shit. Because we're going to be living in such, man, we're going to be living in pleasure, man. We're going to go jack Esau up and just to, do some things. But our life is going to be full of happiness, utter peace, it says, joy is evermore, man. The Father's going to continue to nourish us like a spring, man. Just like a tree by a spring, a flowing spring. That tree will live for years getting fed by that water, man. That sweet nectar water right by its roots. So that's how we're going to constantly be fed and nourished, man. That's why it says that life should be a life of a tree, man. I was going to do that sit down too, Lord willing. I'll knock it out right after this. All right. And it says, the worm shall feed sweetly on him. He shall be no more remembered, and the wickedness shall be broken as a tree. He evil entreateth the barren that beareth not, and doth not good to the widow. And that's for you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay? You're the mistreated one. You're the ill-gotten one. You're the one that no one goes and looks for and says, bemoan thee. That's what the scripture says. Who shall bemoan thee? This is Isaiah 14 and verse 21. And it reads, prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. So that even the city and infrastructure that Esau's built, he ain't going to be able to build that no more, man. All right? Because thus saith the Lord. So with that, I want to give all praise and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Makar Kadash, and we say, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatha Yahushai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahushai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahushai, Bashim Kadash. Till next time, keep faith, keep fighting, keep pushing, and this man is being taken down, man. Shalom.